what team are you guys a fan of, and did you play ball growing up?
Yankees.
We're both pretty hardcore Yankee fans, and we played baseball. We had a Broken Lizard softball team for many years, and we won a couple championships. And we actually, relived some of it in this week's episode on Tacoma FD, where we had the softball team from Tacoma FD playing the Cops, which is fun. And so we won a couple championships. We had a couple good seasons, and then we hung it up as champions. I don't know if Lemme was there. There's our trophies. Look at
This is blood, sweat, and tears right here. Not of us, of the other teams. This right here, these teams. I mean, we dominated. We dominated for 3 seasons. We dominated.
Look at one of those nameplates. Put the nameplate up to the camera, Lemme, so they can.
First, you'll see it says first right there.
Right.
Open C division.
Yes.
I hope you know that means that's the worst division. Slow pitch, meaning a high arc. It's not even like fast softball. You have to throw it really high. If you don't throw it above the shoulders, it's a ball. Los Lagartos, which is Spanish for the lizards. 2006.
There you go, man. The glory days, Chris. There was always one team in our division, and of course, this is LA, right? So one team in our division that was put together by Michael Bay, the director, the action movie director, and he would put a team together of all former baseball players, former minor league baseball players, stuntmen, and he would be the one guy who was not that good, and then he'd have like all these ringers, and then you go kick the crap out of all the teams, and they would all kind of kiss his ass and whatever like that. And so that was one of our big opponents, right, for years.
One of the guys on his team was Isaiah Mustafa, who is he's the Old Spice guy.
Hello, ladies. Look at your man. Now back to me. Now back at your man. Now back to me.
Former Kansas City Chief, former NFL football player.
Yeah.
That's who was on the team. And yeah, it's true. Michael Bay would like hit the ball weakly. Everybody else would cream the ball. He'd come up. He's like holding the baseball bat backwards. And I'm probably talking myself out of a job.
Yeah, I'm never going to part in the Michael Bay movie now, Lemmy. You're screwed, bro.
Whatever. He was never going to put me in. And everybody would be like, he'd hit it. He'd make it to first base. Everybody would be like, good hit, Mikey. Good hit, Mikey. And, whatever.
There's something really comforting about Bay, like directing his team, and they just hit bombs. Like they're just bomb hitters.
They had all a professional experience. It was embarrassing. They kicked the crap out of everybody.
But we still got this, baby.
Got that trophy.
If your Tacoma squad had to play the Super Troopers department, who's taking home that trophy in the softball rec league?
The Lagartos? Because this is a good team right here, the Lagartos.
We had some ringers.
In 2006. Our Tacoma FD, we got a couple of heavy hitters. I mean, Granny, Marcus Henderson, who plays Granny, is a former college football player.
Alabama State, right?
Yeah, Division I football player. And then Ike, played by Gabe Hogan, he's just jacked. And he's Canadian, plays hockey and, pounds people. So I have a feeling he would cream the ball. And then Eugene is pretty jacked himself. And I bet Hassey could smack the ball.
Yeah, the Tacoma team would probably win.
Yeah, no love for Jay there? You don't think Jay's got?
Well, the funny thing is Jay was only on these teams for a couple of games, and he was terrible.
Right, and he quit.
Terrible. The first season we were like the Bad News Bears, and we had a lot of dead weight, and he was one of those guys. And he quit because he couldn't even catch a fly ball. I don't think I'm even exaggerating, right, Kev?
No, I mean, with all due respect.
With all due respect.
One of my all-time favorite films from you guys is BeerFest. If you guys had to build a BeerFest team using only Major League players, put on your GM caps, who would you pick?
Well, I'll tell you this. We went out one night. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell this kind of story. We went out one night with Adam Dunn and Chipper Jones. We just had these guys that came to a game of ours, right? Zimmerman, Chipper Jones. We went out one night, had some beers with them. And Adam Dunn is a hell of a drinker. He put back some beers. And we were like, the next day we were wrecked. And he had a game, and we assumed that he would, not do well. I think he had 5 RBIs and 2 home runs in that game. We were listening to it and watching it and marveling at the fact that he was going out there and killing it. So I would put Adam Dunn on my BeerFest team.
I think I'd put Sean Chacon on.
That's a deep cut, Lemmy. That's a deep cut, man. That's a deep cut.
Well, there was, how about this?
JJ Hardy.
JJ Hardy and Jeff Supan and Sean Chacon. We were down in, what was it? Were we in Nashville or something?
Yeah.
And they were rehabbing. We ran into each other. We were doing a show. We ran into each other in the hotel lobby. And JJ Hardy was like, "Hey, I know you guys." And we wound up going out with those guys and hanging out. And Sean Chacon was there. And we just whooped it up. The other one I was going to say is definitely for our team would be Morneau, Justin Morneau.
Oh, yeah, Morneau. Yeah. We've had beers with Morneau, and we're fans of his. And he's fans of Super Troopers.
It's magical.
It's laughing at me.
I wish I could brush my teeth with it.
I want to put my dick in it. I want it to put its dick in me.
Of all the people in Monument Park, which one are you taking on your BeerFest team?
Monument Park?
Thurman Munson, baby.
Dude,
you got to do that.
He invented chugging.
Thurman Munson would drink beers in the locker room after you'd see him being interviewed and drinking a beer. You know what I mean? Those are the good old days.
Yeah, and so Kevin would take Thurman, and then I'd have to go with Babe Ruth because we'd be drinking. With Babe Ruth, you'd be also like whoring too, just so.
Eating hot dogs and drinking beers.
Yep, absolutely.
And whoring.
So on the show, we talk a lot about the history of baseball video games. I was wondering if you guys have kind of a favorite baseball video game that you played in the past.
I used to play on the Apple II. There was a great video game where you could use Yankees teams from history, like those 1920s and 30s Yankees teams, and they would just Babe Ruth. They would just come up and cream the ball. EA Sports. I have an EA Sports baseball right now, and God, I demolished my 8-year-old kid on it the other day. He can't figure out how to pitch me a curveball, so he's just throwing meatballs down the middle and smacking home runs.
What about you, Kevin?
I'm a terrible video game guy. I mean, Coleco football was the biggest sport thing that I played. But I played a couple years ago. We got into a little thing with the Wii when the Wii was hot. You could actually go through the motions of it. And I play with my kids a lot on that one. But I defer to Lemmy in the video game part.
Someone is born with a wetter mouth than the average person. Does that mean they are more likely to be plus-sized because food tastes better to them?
Or if you're born plus-sized, maybe you're genetically born with a wetter mouth, which makes food tastier, which keeps you plus-sized.
Obviously, our viewers right now are all quarantined, and they're begging for new things to watch on TV. For those of them who haven't checked out Tacoma yet, could you guys give us just your best elevator pitch for why they need to binge it right this second?
Super Troopers at a fire station.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good way to go. I mean, the reality is we always make movies where you create a world where you feel like you're hanging out with your friends. And I think this show is much like that, where you feel like you're just hanging out, having laughs with your friends. I think that's what we all need. People should watch the show for that.
Yeah.
I had a question for Chris.
Yeah, sure.
Are you happy that the Mets season has been postponed, or are you sad that the Mets season has been postponed?
Oh, snap.
So, this was the year we were going to win the World Series, right? This was the year. Yeah. So, God was just like, we can't let these guys win. That's just ridiculous. They have to be miserable.
Like the sound of this video? All of our music was licensed from Soundstripe, a subscription-based royalty-free music library for filmmakers, podcasters, YouTubers, and more. Soundstripe. Keep creating.